friends, it's Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we're building in Sulani again and we are building a beach bar. So I've built a bar in Sulani before and I really enjoyed it. I think it's really cool just to use lots of colors and I love beach builds altogether, so I just really enjoy this. So yeah, we're just building a bar in Sulani and it is on one of the 30 by 20 lots in Sulani, so it's a pretty small lot. And I feel like I like community lots to be small because I usually like to use larger builds when I'm playing the game. I usually like to use the larger lots for my residential houses. So yeah, this is just a little beach bar, and what I really wanted to do with this build when I first started building, because normally I have like an inspiration picture that I'm pretty much trying to match like as closely as I can. And for this build, I didn't have a picture of exactly what I was trying to build. I had a couple inspiration pictures, but they weren't completely what, like they didn't have the whole build in the picture, if that makes sense. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to have these little like deck areas kind of sticking out from this big area, and you can see I've already laid one down and we'll lay some more down in just a little bit. But I wanted to have these little deck areas that kind of went over the water and then had this like private seating area, and I used a couple items from Island Living, and I just wanted it to be like a really cozy, pretty little private area to kind of sit at. And I think I managed to do that, but I wasn't super happy with the way it looked. It just looks really crowded in the end, and you guys will see that that comes a little bit later. But yeah, another thing though that I wasn't happy with that I actually changed. You can see I just laid all four of them out. But I didn't have anything on the sides, like I didn't have any fencing or anything. And so actually, after I stopped filming and I was trying to take screenshots, I decided they needed a little bit of something around the edges. So I did add in some debug fencing from Island Living to kind of go around there. And I think it looks a little bit better with the fencing. You guys can see that part in the tour in the end because it is added in at that point, but I actually just didn't film me putting it in because I put it in kind of as an afterthought. But right now we're just decorating the outside, and there's not a lot of decorations for the outside. It's really simple. It's just debug plants and stuff, just the usual, kind of trying to match what's around, and yeah, just basically little flowers and shells. I really like using the shell. I think there's only one in the debug menu, but I really enjoy using that. I think it adds pops of color, and like I said, I absolutely love color in these builds. So what I'm doing right now is I'm building like a little like trash area. I actually don't know exactly what they're called, but like a little area that I guess they would come pick up the trash. Kind of it's all in one little space and kind of has like fencing around it. But I used the divider from Island Living to kind of try to make the fencing, and I used the tool mod to kind of push it into the ground so you don't see the little bottom little legs on them. But yeah, that's what that is. I like doing that when I think about it. I think it adds just a little bit of something extra to the builds, so I do try to do that when I think about it, but I don't always do it in my builds. It's actually been a little while since I did that. So now we're going to decorate the inside, and the smaller areas are the bathroom areas, and then the bigger area is going to be a kitchen because the actual bar area is outside. And I just went on and threw in a kitchen just because it's a community lot. I felt like it's always cool to have something, you know, more than just the bar area. So I went on and put in a full kitchen. And originally when I started this build, I was going to do like a cafe / bar kind of thing where like maybe it's a cafe by day and then it has like the nightlife going on the bar at night. But I did change my mind and I just went on and did the just the bar because I feel like a lot of the cafe items just don't really match Sulani, and so I don't know. I may give that a go later on, but for this build I just went on and stopped. But yeah, we're just decorating the bathroom right now, and it's pretty simple as you can tell. The counters aren't very colorful, so I've tried to add a lot of clutter that has lots of color, kind of pops of color and stuff like that. But yeah, this is just basically just a simple little bathroom. I added this little shelf just to have something on the wall. And yeah, the sinks are on this side, and then we're going to go into those smaller rooms for the actual bathroom areas. And so there's nothing super special about these restrooms. They're basically the same thing. Both of them are just the same. And yeah, it's just basically a toilet, a shower, and some wall art, like towel, and I think just some pictures from Island Living and stuff like that. But I don't really want to go crazy in the bathroom. For this build, I wanted to spend more time on the outside of the build than the inside. And then a lot of times I struggle too when I try to clutter a bathroom up too much, my Sims can't use it. And then that's so frustrating when I'm playtesting the build. So I try to keep it super simple. And those wall string lights that we just placed, those flip-flop lights, that is from the free holiday pack, and that is the only item in this build that's from that pack. So I don't think that I mentioned this, but this is a limited pack build. It's base game and Island Living, and then it uses the free holiday pack just because of those lights. So I still consider that a limited pack build just because the holiday pack is free. And if you don't have it and you don't want to download it, you don't need it. That's the only item we use, is just the little flip-flop lights. Just because I think they're so cool and they add lots of color. And I mean, it's an island bar, so it was perfect for this. So this is the little kitchen area that we're working on now, and I skipped out on a little bit of footage just because I was trying to find some kitchen clutter, because I was trying to keep this as a limited pack build, so I was trying to find just base game and Island Living stuff, and there's not a whole lot of clutter that came with Island Living. So yeah, this is just all the like basic clutter, nothing special. A few debug items, but I wanted to keep the kitchen pretty simple. I wanted to spend most of my time on the outside bar area. So the kitchen is pretty simple, but it is functional. So you could use this, like if you wanted to change it up a bit, you could use it for like a wedding or something like that, because there is a full kitchen. And so this is the bar area now, and one of the inspiration pictures that I had actually is why I did this, because the counters that I have, I don't know about all of them, but most of the counters I feel like in the game are super plain. And the inspiration picture I had like kind of more a wooden, kind of like that wallpaper that you can see look to it. So I wanted to try this, and I'm sure that somebody else has done this and I just don't know it and I haven't seen it. But I went on and used this half wall that was it's just a little bit taller than the counters. I think we're actually using like the island counters for this, but it's a little bit taller, so the trim does stick out, which is a little bit annoying, but it is functional. And the bar stools will still snap to the island, and yeah, it's completely functional. I think in the tour you can see, I think I have Johnny Zest out there and he's eating something at the bar. But yeah, the bar is functional, and these little areas are functional also. And I was really proud of that because it feels like it adds like a little bit different look to it, because like I said, I don't always love all the counters that we have. I feel like they're super plain, and that counter that I actually used there with the orange top, is the wood is so dark that it didn't really match the rest of the build at all. So I was really happy with the way that turned out. You guys can let me know what you think. And yeah, the trim is a little bit annoying, but like I said, it is still functional. So I tried to just find a color that kind of matched the build. And yeah, so that is the bar area, and I hope you guys like it. I was really happy with the way it turned out. And now we're just doing this little area. We added in some picnic tables, and we're going to have actual dining kind of on these little decks, because like actual dining table and chairs are part of their requirements for a bar venue, so we are going to add that in. But I feel like the picnic tables look a lot more like laid back and just kind of chill, and to me that's what like an island bar is, way chill and just super casual and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much this area. It's just a little bit of landscaping. We're going to add in a little bit of terrain paint, not very much, just to make it look like people have been walking around. And then we are going to move on to these little deck areas, and you can kind of see what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. So I used this one item that you can see from Island Living, and then I used the tool mod to scale up the little leaf kind of item. And that's one of the new features for, I guess, the updated tool mod, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, that's basically, you can kind of tell, I just wanted to have this like little canopy looking kind of romantic, dining vibe going on. And I don't know, it just looks a little bit cluttered in the end. So basically all the decks have the same thing. I just copied this and kind of put it on each one. The only difference is 2 of them look exactly like this with the dining table and chairs, and then the other ones I put in like a couch and chairs, and then just like a coffee table, and then one of them has a TV. So there's a little bit of different things you can do, but I don't know why. It just looks a little bit weird to me. It does look better when I get the fencing on it, or at least it did to me. It made me feel a little bit better, so I hope you guys like it also. But yeah, basically all I wanted was just to kind of have this, like, I don't know, this cool, like I said, private vibe going on, and just kind of away from the rest of the venue. And maybe I should have just stuck to like 1 or 2 rather than 4, but anyway, it's still, you know, it is what it is. It looks like what I was going for. It just didn't turn out exactly the way I thought it was going to. But that is pretty much those items. Like I said, in the end, you'll be able to see that we add in some fencing from the debug menu, and I feel like it looks a little bit better. We're going to add in these like little ladders also on each one, and that was mainly just for looks, I guess. And now we're just going to start adding in the rest of the clutter basically for the build, and we're going to add this like little fish area. This is debug stuff also. And then we add in like lots more sand piles like we're doing. We add in a few more shells, a few more starfish, and just stuff like that. I don't think we add in any more like plants, but basically just some clutter and stuff to fill up space. But that is pretty much it for this build. I hope you guys enjoy the tour. You can see a few changes in the tour, but mainly everything stayed the same. This has been play tested. It is functional. It does use move objects, but you don't need the tool mod to be able to use this build. Everything will stay the same from that mod. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this build. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.